Hey, Raheem, good morning. So we don't have enough of Aaron Donald. Obviously, he has become a more vocal leader from the NAFC Championship game into the Super Bowl. How much impact is he having on the attitude and confidence of the defense and then of the entire team?
Claudia, he's always been a vocal leader in his own way. It just showed up a little bit more in the past couple of weeks, because it was time. It was relevant. It was the mode. It was what he decided to do at those moments within the game or within practice. And I noticed it. So I mentioned to you guys a couple of weeks ago about how I mentioned what he's doing before practice and sometimes after practice, or when he just decides to do it. And it showed up in the game, and his voice speaks volumes. And when he absolutely speaks to us, we all listen. From a coaching standpoint, from a player standpoint, just in his whole organization. I think he's one of the most beloved figures in, I'm going to say Rams history, and it's going to go down that way no matter how you cut it. He's going to be one of those type of guys. So we love him. That's what he does for us, and it's what's going on right now, Claudia, and we love it.
Thank you.
Hey, Raheem. A lot has been made about Jamar Chase. He got a lot of criticism early on, but really emerged as one of the definitive points on the offense when it comes to the Cincinnati Bengals. What makes him so difficult to try to contain and even defend?
The things that he showed early when he got the criticism early is he had a couple of drops in the preseason. I remember coaching wideouts, and I was coaching Calvin Ridley, and I think he had a big drop in a couple of preseason games, and people kind of blow those things out of proportion. But those talented players like that, they just kind of get used to it. They go through the mode, they get their stuff right. And he definitely has done that throughout the season. And his ability to get the ball in his hand and his catch and run after he gets the ball in his hand is what separates him from most. He's elite in that trait. He is a big bodied guy who's absolutely got the short space quickness, the turnover, and not just him, their whole really wide receiver crew. They got a nice crew, man. They got Higgins, who can go up top on you. They got Jamar, who can absolutely do it all. And then inside, they got Boyd, who's the ultimate choice runner. So if you're coaching wideouts and you're coaching that room, you got to really feel good about the people you got and the tools that you have that they built for you in Cincinnati. And there's no secret why they're here because of those guys. They really remind me of us in 2016 with the guys we had with the Julio Jones and Mohamed Sanu and the Taylor Gabriels and those type of guys and those type of weapons that you can accumulate, and it makes for Super Bowl teams.
Jordan.
Thanks, Raheem.
No problem.
Hey, Raheem, I'm trying to see what your sweatshirt says.
Oh, that's the state champions in New Jersey, guys. That is the Irvington Blue Knights. And, in case somebody didn't know, we won the championship this year, coached by Coach Pierre. And I am extremely excited about those guys and what they've done in that community, in my hometown, Ralph Steele and all the people that's been involved, Kathy Steele, and all the people that's been involved in my life in New Jersey, back home. Just a shout out to those guys. And I'm representing their shirt in Super Bowl week, man. Fired up for them.
Hey, Raheem, at one point during the season, you went through and took us through the personalities of the secondary. I'm wondering if you can do the same thing with the pass rush.
Oh, yeah, sure. It's really fun. We got Vaughn a couple of weeks ago, which now seems like forever. So like he's been here all season. And you could feel him feeling himself through. And I talked about him winning the rush and him having a deliberate type of rush. He has such a unique skill of power to quickness, to finesse. And you just don't know what you're going to get. His movement is so elite. It looks like he's being lazy at times, but he's just working hard, making it look easy. His ability to rush from the outside is uncanny to none. It's no secret why we went out and got him, and a credit to Les and Sean for making that happen. And then you add it to Flo and just his disruptive style of rush, his angry rush, his ability to use power, his ability to be physical, use speed, use his arm, go off the edge. And really, at the end of the day, he's kind of the barnyard bully, like I talked to you guys before. He's just going to find a way to get there no matter what the case may be. And then you slide inside, and you're talking about, Gaines, his ability to play off Aaron, his ability to play off those other elite athletes, and to be able to find the space and the creases that open up for him to find a way to make plays happen. It's just uncanny to none. Start off the season, we had Bash doing those jobs. Bash had the ability to win some of those one-on-ones, and now Gaines just really jumped out of the stadium and being able to do that. And then at the end of the day, the uncanny leader in 9-9, just the do-it-all man. I seen this stat the other day that he has 6 sacks from the outside and 6 from the inside. And his ability to move around, his flexibility, his ability to beat tackles, guards, centers, wherever you match him up against, and he gets a one-on-one, you can sure enough account it as at least a pressure, if not the ultimate production of the day.
Thanks, Raheem. Congrats to your alma mater.
Man, thank you.
Gary.
Hey, Raheem. What makes you think, you're ready for another shot at a head coaching opportunity? And what makes you think that Kevin O'Connell is ready for a head coaching opportunity?
You can only speak for yourself really in those situations. And it's not really about you thinking you're ready because it's going to be on the job training, no matter what you do or when you do it. And that's always going to be the case. The fact that we are both adaptive and we're both decisive, I think are those things that give you the traits to be a head coach. Right now, I think we're both pretty excited being the coordinators of the respective teams. And we're ready to go out here and try to win this football game at all costs. But it is all about the traits within the coach. It's all about the traits within the coaches that you see and all those things that pop up in the variance and how you got to move and how you got to be able to manage people and your communication skills. So those are some of the things that help us prepare yourself for those jobs. But at the same time, when you get into those jobs in those settings, you got to be ready to deal just about whatever you got to be ready to deal with.
Dylan.
Hey, Raheem. Just kind of was wondering, just your thoughts on the Brian Flores lawsuit. Did anything you read or hear about it, feel familiar? And also, just one more point.
Dylan, we got time for one, Doug.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay.
All right. Thanks.
I'm going to go ahead and answer that first question. I think I got it all, Dylan. When I heard the lawsuit, I just felt like it was just unfortunate that we even have to talk about this. Obviously we have a lack of diversity hiring in the National Football League, and that's clear cut. Fortunately for me, I've been on 5 interviews in my career, and I didn't feel that way in any of them. My first one, I interviewed with Denver, back when Josh McDaniels got the job. And I got a chance to go out there and compete, really sit in front of Mr. Bolin at the time and his crew, and Joe Ellis was there. And also, one of our compadres in here, X-Man, he was in that room. And I felt it was great. It was my first opportunity. It was a great job to go present myself and put myself in these situations to become a leader in this league. And it really helped me, and it propelled me to get the Tampa job. And when I sat in front of the Glazers and talked with those guys, we were to go through the whole football team, what our plan was going to be, I felt those things were real, and I got that job. And I got it at a very young age at 32, and it didn't work out as well. And then I didn't get another interview until last year, being able to have a chance to interview with Atlanta. And interviewing with Atlanta after the interim run, I really felt like that was a great interview, had positive people in the building. I really felt like I had an opportunity to get the job there. It didn't work out, and I got a chance to come to the best job in the world here with the Rams. The next time I had an interview was the Jacksonville Jaguars last year, before they got the job and they gave it to Urban. I felt like that interview went well. I felt like Shai did a great job, and all those guys and all those people in that room. And, it was Trent Baalke and a couple other people that got a chance to sit down with me. And I felt like that interview was as good as you can possibly have it. And then this year, fortunate enough to go with the Vikings, I really felt great about that. Both interviews with the Vikings, the interview that I had with them guys on Zoom, and then again, the interview that we had in person just a week ago. And I really felt like the people in all those organizations did a great job in how they treated me. But that doesn't mean that works for everybody. And that doesn't mean that everybody's getting treated the same way. I can only speak about my personal experience and how it's gone for me. I just feel bad that happened to Flo. I don't discredit anything that he says because he's a man of honor. Like he said, he's a man of character, and I'm going to do nothing but support him in his efforts to be his best version of himself.
Thank you. Kevin.
Hi, Raheem. How well do you think the Rams are doing, or what do you think the Rams are doing to further the cause of diversifying the coaching ranks, whether those are things that would pay off this year or down the road?
Well, I know the people here, Kevin Demoff, Les Snead, Sean McVay, they definitely are a diverse hiring staff, and they definitely are heavily involved in diversity in our building. Not just for minorities of color, but also women, also people moving forward and how we want to move forward throughout how this league moves forward into the direction that it's going to go. So these people here, the guys that I represent with every day, they're certainly catalysts on how we're going to move forward and how we're going to change things. And they certainly will help in any efforts to move that way. I certainly feel that way in this building. I certainly am proud to be a part of the Los Angeles Rams. And I have to say the same about our owner. I've only got a few chances to sit in front of Stan Kroenke, but the times that I do, I feel as though he's one of the guys. I feel though as he's not afraid to sit in front of people. He's not afraid to talk to coaches. I don't feel like he feels like it's a big of a difference. I feel like if he was in a situation to hire, unfortunately we're not, because we got a phenomenal head coach in Sean McVay. who's doing that, producing phenomenal head coaches across the league. And, you know, I just feel like our people that are in power here are doing things the right way. And again, I can only speak about my situation. You know, I'm sure it's different for everybody and how you feel. And that doesn't make it right. That doesn't make it wrong. But at the end of the day, speak about your situation and what's truthful about your situation.
All right, guys. Hey, listen, we have time. We'll get Steve Weiss, Joe Reedy, and Stu in, and then the rest of you guys will start off with Coach O'Connell. Dennis.
Hey, Rob, I'm not going to ask what you know I'm probably going to ask, but I want to get back to defensively, you know, going up. You saw Joe Burrow, you know, the Titans get all over him, and he still managed to make plays at the end. Is it a situation where you can relent? Is it a matter of just getting pressure on him and banging him to get him to be ineffective, or is it a matter of staying on your toes all the way through because this guy has shown to make a play no matter what happened to him previously?
Joe is extremely confident. You know, he's playing confident. He's playing poised. He's playing like a 10-year pro. Let's just say that. But it doesn't just go to Joe. It goes to their execution and their coaching staff and what they've been able to do. 2 minutes at the end of the half and 2 minutes at the end of games. These guys go out and execute, and that's what keeps them in games. Even the games that have gotten out of control with these guys, they remain poised. They stay locked in, and they make the plays they have to make. You know, coaches come from here, their head coach, and he's done a great job. And Sean preaches situational mastery, and I'm sure he's doing the same thing with those guys and their ability to go out there and execute. And they stay locked, and no matter what, and they stay in the mold, and they stay to keep doing the things they have to do, Steve. And it's no shocker that you got to stay locked on these guys. You know, you got to be locked in on everybody in this league, but particularly this week because it's the last week and this is the game. So let's go to work. This is the signature moment. You know, a lot of people can't say that. A lot of people use that term when it's not due, but this is the signature moment.
Joe.
Raheem, I know you spoke about Jamar Chase earlier, but is this one of those matchups where Jalen can go one-on-one with him, or you double him, risking Higgins and Boyd and all their other receivers possibly having an impact on you?
Jalen is one of one, and I would put Jalen on anybody in the history of our game, and that's just how I feel about Jalen. That has nothing to do with Jamar Chase. That has nothing to do with T. Higgins. That has nothing to do with Tyler Boyd. They should feel the same way. You know, when you get one-on-one matchups in this league, you should feel like you should win that one-on-one matchup. It just so happens we're going to dictate the terms that day because we're going to decide to within these next couple of weeks of practice, and let's get to the game and figure it out and let the best man win.
Wrap up with you, Stu.
Hey, Raheem, what's the value of having a player like Vaughn? He's talked a lot about, you know, applying and using his experience from Denver in 2015 in terms of giving advice to teammates and talking to teammates and things like that. What value does that create and provide not only the defense, but the whole team in terms of having that example to look to?
You know, he's big value because of the experience that he has. You know, he's won a Super Bowl. He's done it at the high level. He's been in these positions. He understands the excitement, the urgency, everything that everybody should bring to the table every day. And he constantly reminds us. And the big reminder when you walk through our locker room right now, with Vaughn letting us know what this is and what this is about and what it's been about from the beginning, has absolutely changed some of the dynamics of our football team. And that's what great football players do. They walk in, they have a presence, and they absolutely back it up on the field when they're making plays. And playoff Vaughn has done a big job of that in this last stretch.